my screen right now. So little bit of hype killed, but from now on, I will be coming to you as the mighty DM from the 1980s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. And
I am so proud of you right now.
I also have my staff of the dragon, because this is the Dragon of Icespire Peak campaign.
Oh my god.
So,
I mean, I was
That's
hoping, but
amazing.
I didn't actually imagine.
oh yeah.
It looks way better.
Are
It would.
rocking that outfit, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is how it's going to be. That's how it's
And
going
when
to be.
I tell people my DM is better than theirs, I will share this picture.
That's the way to do it.
That's it.
Since you actually have the DM.
I
as
am the DM.
Yeah.
The sad part is it definitely came with a bald cap that had the white hair that came down. But because I'm already bald and like I'm pale as a ghost, and it was just like right here, like you could just see that it was getting all over the headphones, and I'm like, yeah, no, like I'm that DM's millennial grandfather or millennial grandson. Yeah, I like avocado on my toast, and I take my pseudo dragon to go and get pampered, because I don't have my own children, but I definitely have a pet pseudo dragon, so
brilliant.
So he can.
I'm really glad I was here for that phenomenal reveal. Unfortunately, I have a session tonight and a midterm due before then. So I tuned in just for that. I wish you all the best of luck on your campaign today. And if I finish my schoolwork early, I might pop back in before y'all are done.
I'm streaming if you want to follow along.
I'll say yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd say yeah. Tony streams. His stream information should be pinned in the P5 stuff. So yeah, if you want to watch that, you're more than welcome.
Cool. May your rolls be high, all. Later.
Oh yeah.
See ya.
All right. So let's get this show on the road. So last session, I have it prefixed in my notes here. This session was pretty much janky ass combat. A troll and a group of mud methods were surrounding Nylor, the Azamar Star Druid. Combat ensued, and at the end, the troll was killed with fire, because of course he would. After combat, there was a short introduction for the new guy. Nylor explained that he was told that 5 heroes would save him, and he was to join them in order to deal with the upcoming...
Hi.
With the upcoming...
you didn't make it back in time.
Draconic calamity.
Is BJ still here?
This little dragon fuck is...
Okay.
That's a good draconic calamity.
You want to come say hi?
Yeah, that was the draconic calamity.
No, you don't know any of these people.
After this, the group
my friend JJ's there. That's one I always play League with.
Towards the Mountains Toe gold mine with Don John Raskin, and that is where we're going to be picking up.
It's not a Zoom meeting call. It's D&D.
You know, I'm
yes.
also curious.
I'll be done probably around 8 o'clock.
Did you come up with Don John Raskin, or is that in
okay?
the thing that you
go tell Uncle BJ that I'm playing D&D because he said he might want to come up and say hi because he used to play with us.
As much as I would love to take claim that I designed Don John Raskin, absolutely not. In fact, he is one of the only NPCs that appears in the bestiary and has an actual fully fledged stat block. Like, you know, Harbin Wester is there, Elmar Barthen, Tolbin Stonehill, you know, or Tolbin, no, yeah, Stone, yeah, they're all there. They're all NPCs, but they're all just, you know, commoners.
Right.
Don John Raskin is a has an actual stat block.
Such a good character.
He is, and yeah, they give you a little bit of guidance towards playing him. It's but at one point in the back of my mind, I sort of had him as like an Australian kind of character, but the moment that I just got into his character, he just came out to be like, you know, like a backwoods country bumpkin, fast talking. Yeah.
It's so good.
So yeah, so that is at least my interpretation of Don John Raskin. Desk here. There it is. All right. So yeah, you guys, the last time we left off, like I said, you were heading up towards the Mountains Toe gold mine, and along the way, you came across Nylor, who's being assaulted by some trolls and mud methods. You're able to dispatch them, and then you sort of rested there for a few minutes, recuperated. I think you're all like Nylor's still missing a few hit points. Let's see here. Seth is good.
Everyone else is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm working on my camera. It's kind of...
That's all good. Yeah, take your time.
Oh yeah, because
So-
we short rested at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now on that day, it is about 2:00 in the afternoon. Or we'll say it's about 1:00 because you guys didn't walk too tremendously far. Remember, this is the map we're looking at. Heading out
Would I have been able
towards-
to roll some herbs?
Sorry, say that again.
Would I be able to roll to check for herbs? It's sitting on the back burner. I keep forgetting it's even a thing.
If you so we'll say that you had enough time to check for some of them.
I imagine we could have looked during the short rest.
Well, the short rest wouldn't have been able to have been spent doing that. I mean, Luna could have spent the time there, just would not have been able to benefit from the effects of the short rest.
Oh, I honestly wasn't sure if that would be counted as like light activity or not.
Yeah, since she would be spending that time dedicating herself to it. But I mean, it's taken you guys, let's see, we got 5, 10, 15 miles out to there. So it's going to take you most of the day. It's going to take you at least, moving at a normal pace, it's going to take you guys at least 5 hours. And you left about, I think I had you guys picked around like 10 o'clock. So yeah, you're about halfway there. So yeah, I'll let you roll in there for that, for the time before, basically the period of time before you got to the fight with Nylor.
I mean, right now, I guess Harlethorn's what I need the most of. That unfortunately, she has no idea how many she needs of any of these things because the only person she knew who could tell her's still recovering, I presume.
That's true. Well, she's at least on her way to recovery.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, I would
there's
also,
a nature check.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nature check, DC 18, because you're traveling at a normal pace.
I don't know if that showed up.
Hey, there you go. Now I will also let you know that now that you are getting up into the mountains a little bit, it's not getting very cold, but also just keep in mind as you are closer to the mountains, you might also have the potential to find some of those suicide mushrooms that you had picked up a couple of back towards Snow Perch.
I was gonna ask
and with
where,
that, yeah.
where we are.
So with that,
so
yeah, roll a d4. That'll determine how many small clusters of buds you got. All right.
one.
Yeah. Well, and we'll say this. So I imagine, you know, you traveling alongside this clearly seasoned and you know, honest to a fault adventurer such as Don John Raskin,
I agree.
that you know, you would be listening to a lot of his tales along the way, so that might be why, like, you probably spotted it out of the corner of your eye and just was like, oh wait, isn't that some Harlethorn? And grabbed it. There was only enough to grab one, because as you went and picked that up, you know, he sort of turns back and goes, oh yeah, I saw that. Looks like one of those you know, awakened shrubs before. I once killed one of those. Came after me in my caravan. You see, they popped out of the forest. It was like disguised as bushes, and I burnt them down. I had this ring of fire breathing that turned my hand into a dragon's face, and I went, and then it just wiped him out instantly. True story.
You had a ring that turned your hand into a dragon's head?
Yeah. It looked like a little dragon itself, and it was a ring of fire breathing. And whenever you used it, like it like shaped your hand to look like a dragon's mouth, and you can burn down the entire field. That's how we shoot. I think it's in the Gorge of Never-Ending Sorrows.
You walk.
Yeah, far to the north. Yeah. Unfortunately, in my line of work, you find yourself coming and going with that kind of stuff. Fortunately,
I don't know. We try to hold on to our magic items around here.
well, yeah, well, it could be up there. Maybe it's someone else's pocket that beat me in a game of you know, cards or something. Can't really remember. You know, my line of work, you see all kinds
on a card game.
Yeah, I think that might be what it was. Far out east, towards the desert. Yeah, I think I was looking to get a water skin. That might be what happened.
A water skin for a ring?
Hey, it's a desert.
Breathing.
Fire breathing ring means nothing in a desert.
Can't you ride that dragon?
And it only turns your hand into a dragon, and it just looks like one.
I can't wait for Don John Raskin to be the big bad.
Oh my goodness. Why would that happen?
Don John's actually the dragon.
The villain monologue for 45 minutes, and then we just take him out.
I was gonna say, Leia, let's be honest. I would love to see Don John Raskin be the big bad just for that monologue. You thought I was your ally. I was coming up in here with that dragon, go kill all of you. You're raising down the towns, and
I'll burn him.
oh man.
I'll burn him.
All right.
So,
yes.
how would I roll for the mushroom? I mean, if not now, then later. I just have to like.
I mean, late.
shout out
Yeah,
about it.
like once you get like, basically, I mean, there's gonna be a little bit of an interlude, and then there is. I'll give you another chance after that, and then that's when you guys will get to the mine, and it'll be up to you guys what you want to do. So go ahead and roll that now. Go ahead and roll your nature check for the mushrooms, and we'll just call it here to see if you find anything. So unfortunately, I think you are just too enamored with Don John's stories to really be, you know, thinking about it. And
Wondering if she anything of usefulness, of value. That's why she wanted his stories.
Well,
I fall back
I
and I
mean-
whisper to Iluna, I bet you the fire came out of his ass and not his hand.
And I bet you the only thing that comes out of his mouth is hot air.
Has to come out somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man, this shoulder plate is just weird. All right. So you guys you're making your way along the path. My headset just came unplugged, but you're making your making your way along the ridge, and you're still a few miles off compared to what Don John's map is showing. And as you cross a low ridge as you're making your way across a low ridge that's rising up to your right, beyond which you can see the Sword Mountains beginning to scrape the sky, something ahead of you is strewn across the ground, about 90 feet ahead. Don John leading the charge, the one with the map, said he sort of pauses, looks up curiously, and says, "Well, ain't that something?" And as he points, you can see that he is pointing towards what looks to be about 10 dead orcs laying on the ground.
I'm immediately going
you guys
to
hear me? Hello?
Hi.
It's
Yes.
Hi.
Yep.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Hannah.
All good?
Yeah, I don't know. It like completely froze. I had to switch to my phone to try to listen, and yeah, I don't know what you just said. I'm sorry.
I said a low ridge rises to your right, beyond which you can see the Sword Mountains scrape the gray sky. But closer in, something is strewn across the rocky ground about 90 feet ahead. And Don John points down to it and says, "Well, ain't that something?" And he appears to be pointing to about 10 dead orcs laying on the ground.
Can we walk over and inspect the bodies?
Yeah. You head over. What exactly are you doing? Are you just looking them over?
Just kind of wanting to see, like, how they died. Or are there, like, slash marks, burn marks, disease?
While he's doing that, I'm gonna head on a swivel, making sure this isn't an ambush or something like that.
Okay. So yeah, Tony, go ahead and make me a medicine check. And Zash, go ahead and okay. Zash had to sneeze.
Oh, sorry. What am I making?
So, Zash, make me a perception check.
Okay.
So Nylor, you're looking these bodies over. You can tell that there's no physical, no physical damage to them.
Okay.
There's no scratches, no cuts or anything like that. But their bodies were frozen. Pretty much just right in place. You can tell that it was the extreme cold that killed them about, from what you would guess, maybe about 3 days ago.
Okay. I'll let everyone know that information.
I rolled the 18 plus 4, 22.
Okay. Yeah, you're keeping an eye on the area. You can see that this place, is sort of like funnels in from the top of the mountain that is leading down closer towards town into the valley. So it's almost like a perfect ambush spot if something was coming down from the top of the mountain. And when Nylor says, explains what he saw or examines, Don John, rubs his chin a little bit and says, "Well, it looks like that white dragon saved us a little bit of trouble.
They could see you. Just
It would
FYI.
have been nice to kill them myself."
I don't know if we should... Can we go around? I don't feel comfortable going through this.
Oh, well, we can go around, but extra time might be... Shoot. how much of a berth you want to give it.
I mean, just so we're not in. You said it was like a valley, right?
Yeah. So what this particular spot looks like is like as you're rising up, there is a run off to the right that could that something could like come down the mountain fairly quickly to do an ambush, but you can create a wider berth off to the left to avoid this location and then continue on towards the gold mine.
Yeah, all I'm saying, Don, is, if something comes down that mountain after us and we're down in there, we don't have a lot of options.
Oh yeah, I get you, kid. I get you, kid. It's up to you if you wanna create go a little bit out to the west, come back in. Add about an hour or two onto our time.
I'll turn to Iluna. What do you think we should do? Do you think we should take the valley or go around?
Well, it seems like we should go around. I mean, that dragon may have saved us an orc fight, but we don't want to have encounter the same dragon.
Yeah, we got lucky the first time. I don't really want to push my luck anymore.
Can I try something?
What other dangers are in this route? Do we know, or does Don?
I mean, you would
John
not.
know?
I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, Don John does not. He's not from the area, so he doesn't know like what exactly. But anything that could be inhabiting a mountain is always a potential threat in these areas, which that could be any number of things. What were you saying, Joni?
Okay,
Oh,
I have an idea, but we need to make a decision first, like which way we're going. Everyone say hi to my nephew Noah, by the way.
Oh gosh, that scared me.
That's my nephew Noah. Okay, but yeah,
What's your idea, Nylor?
Please stop. Because I have ways of knowing if it's a good or a bad outcome. I just need to know a specific way which we're going.
I think we're leaning a little more towards not taking the valley, where if we get ambushed, we're
Okay. So
screwed.
Yeah, I mean,
can I
Sorry.
can I cast Augury and see what kind of action? Here, I'll share it on Encounter Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what Augury is.
Yeah, and see what happens if we go not in the valley, go around.
Yeah, if so you're specifically charting the course to go around.
Yeah, like can I get a sign if that will lead to good, bad, or mixed results?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it works, by the way.
Yeah, basically what you're doing is you're consulting your star chart and you're basically, reading into it as a druid to inquire about the specific outcome of a specific course of action.
Yeah.
So you could get either, I believe it's wheel. It's either wheel or well. But wheel, woe, wheel and woe. For wheel is good, woe is bad. You could get both good and bad, or they're not especially good or bad. So it doesn't take into account, like it says in the spell, it doesn't take into account, things that may change the outcome, such as casting another spell, losing someone, stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah. If you're casting that and you're taking into account going around towards the west, you get on there a sign that there will be good results.
Okay. I share that information with everyone, and I'm like, I think that's a pretty safe course of action. I think that's where we should go. We clearly don't want to meet that dragon when we're ill prepared.
Trust you in your otherworldly insight.
Yes,
And
I
Hannah, what
do
did you-
trust the guy we met 5 hours ago.
Yeah, just met. I wasn't gonna say that part in game or in character.
Okay, okay. Then out of character, should I ask you guys if I should cast that again and see what the results would be if we go in the valley?
Was this the same dragon? This isn't the same dragon we're chasing, right?
Yeah, it's I'm assuming it's Carovane.
Yeah. Well, so you might not especially know 100%, but the dragon that you are pursuing is a white dragon, which is an ice-breathing dragon, and these orcs were frozen, so the potential assumption there is that it would be.
Oh, okay. So then why wouldn't we want to encounter
What are
the
you
dragon?
doing?
I guess we're trying to get John Raskin.
Where-
What are you doing?
Dragon.
Hmm.
I'm not
Sorry?
doing nothing.
If you want,
We're trying.
Go
We're trying to
get,
collect. I don't know.
your iPad. 'Cause I'm streaming
Experience,
this. You can watch it on
and
stream so you can hear what everyone's saying.
equipment, or knowledge,
you want.
or whatever from our travels
Okay.
to fight a dragon properly. We're not ready.
Oh, we're not ready yet. Okay.
At least, that's how I feel. Luna and I don't know the P5 group that doesn't exist anymore. That's how it was being.
Well,
Hmm?
yeah, basically the
Because the lights
P5
off?
group, when they all arrived, it was under the guise of you're there to address the issue of the dragon, but there were other things to attend to in Phandalin to help them deal with the consequences of there being a dragon around. You could go and fight the dragon. It is entirely up to you. That is if your characters feel that you are prepared enough to go and fight a dragon. I mean, I'm not saying yes or no. I have the maps. I have the encounter prepped. That's up to you. You tell me what you want to do.
Out of character, just because Vandadar's no longer here, but we saw what the dragon did to
Yeah.
an entire army of goblins, and it wasn't a very quick fight. So
Out of character, does everybody want to reroll new characters? Let's go fight the dragon if that's a yes.
do you want to start a brand new campaign?
Igor's standing there. He goes, yeah, I don't know about going and fighting a dragon right now. So I've seen what that thing can do. Wiped out my entire clan, and we gotta get strong. That thing would kill us.
Okay, gotcha.
Make
Yeah, we still have
better
to.
allies.
Yeah, we still have to finish our training montage. So
Training montage.
Okay, so
Bina will side on the.
We're
Yeah, she'll err on the side of
partway
wisdom
through.
and patience.
okay, so again, out of character, do you guys want me to see what it's like if we go down the valley? Again, apparently there's a 25% chance after casting it again that I'll get a random reading.
I mean,
Okay.
we already have.
A good result one
good-
way. So,
yeah.
okay. I'm just making sure.
Yes.
You normally am not one to cast
it's
spells for RP purposes, but I think that's when you're supposed to use that spell. So
Yeah, I mean that's literally how you're supposed to use it.
okay, then we will go.
Just before we can. Steve has a question that he keeps trying to ask me.
Does he not have a mic?
Oh yeah, this
While
Oh.
we're
Yeah, I've
on
got a
this,
mic.
can I show
So,
you
the,
Those are
bonus
cool.
that
I like
I'm
'em.
supposed to have or
I
something?
got them.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
Where'd
that
you get
was
'em?
an item.
Where'd you guys go?
That,
Gauntlets of the ogre's
I
power.
went to that store.
Yep, that was an
where
item
I-
that you
when
guys
I
got
got my other shoes, the blue
at the
one.
end of the fight.
Did you guys go to the mall?
We went to that shop and then we went to
Yeah.
Rose's.
I don't think he ever added that piece of equipment in.
Okay.
And then there were two choices.
But
It was Thunder.
But I picked
something
these
and
out at
Ogre.
those ones.
It's
Ogre
Ogre
Power's the
Power.
right one.
Their shoes
Yeah.
got broken and pressed me, so
Was
I
there
just kept
anything
this
else
one.
from that? 'Cause I
Is
know we had
Aqua
a-
making dinner
were
downstairs?
The night vision
dinner's
goggles
done.
that I think we talked
What's for
about
dinner?
giving those to Steve as well because I think
I
he's
think
the only
he was making
person
hamburgers
that
again.
Have night vision.
Yeah, I think
At
it
the
was
time he
eggs and
was. I don't
fries.
know about our, but I didn't
don't-
check the character.
I'm not sure
Okay.
either.
I'm not
Our
gonna be able to
new
talk because I have to
crew,
listen to what they're
any-
saying. So It's like we're playing a game without actually playing a game. Is what we're doing.
Hannah, do you have night vision?
I'm just going to
I don't know.
show
Fire
I will let you guys know this. Everybody
Okay.
but Cephas has dark vision.
That's what I thought. Yeah, so I think originally we were just gonna give him both of those items since, I mean, he's the only strength-based class in the party right now, and he's the only one without dark vision. So
They're called. Are they just called goggles of night?
Yes, they are. There's the goggles of night and the gauntlets of ogre power.
Okay. You just find those goggles and then add them in and. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the.
no problem.
All right, and so Nylor, were you recasting Augur?
No.
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 Augur?
Nope. Nope.
Okay. All right. So, what is the current?
I think we're going towards the
on
west.
This new path.
Oh, sorry, Stacy. Your mic just cut in.
Oh, can I roll for the mushrooms since we're suddenly taking a new path? Are they?
Well, yeah, you could. Yeah, it's gonna take you guys
Or in the
longer to get there. So yeah, you could roll again. Yeah, if you guys are going out and around, then that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's the route we're taking.
16.
So 16.
Through?
So 16.
Oh, 18.
Unfortunately. Oh, you got an 18? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Roll a d4 then.
Wow, he does look pretty awesome in that.
I do, don't I?
I just saw you.
And I also have. And I got my staff. No, I got the staff.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a fucking hefty ass staff too. Like that is a. I could clobber someone. I will wear this
I got it
next year for Halloween. Got a 2?
So I just into my mushrooms. Thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think that's all I need.
All right. So, trying to find some here. Where the hell did it go?
Okay, to double up our sort of, I don't know, safety, or not double it up, but add to it. Do we want Anime to fly ahead as a little bit of a scout?
I mean, it can't hurt, but I think it might be a little unnecessary. But again, it can't hurt, so like, why not?
What's the terrain like that we're traveling? Is it like foresty?
More mountainous.
More mountainous?
It is. You're not in the mountains. Like you are getting very close to them, like to the actual snowier mountains, but you are definitely in a more rockier, hilly, mountainous terrain.
Okay. I mean, if you want to, Stacy, it's completely up to you. There's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, we already have a good omen, so it's just adding good and good together even more. That's the type of math I like.
Yeah, send her ahead.
So send the Iluna a bit ahead and have her fly back if there's some kind of danger.
You mean Anime?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said, "Hey, Luna."
Totally said it. All right.
Sorry, my cam's like not working, and I want to use my headphones and not the phone.
Well, it's probably better that you hear and understand us.
I'll get it.
guess we're not gonna be able to play together.
Why?
Because if we
So
are,
is
then
Dova, apparently.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
leave
I
because
think Kaylee just got home.
I have to leave in real life
Yeah.
When are you leaving?
in a few minutes.
Oh, sorry. I told you I had something planned today at 5. We even started a little bit late.
Let me see.
You guys took too long getting your
Yeah,
shoes.
that's what All right. So, you take a far wider berth, and as you're making your way around, you come across a point where you see set back a little bit further from where your intended path is into this rocky sort of outcropping. You see, it almost looks as if at one time there was a temple, this shrine, to say.
We see a shrine.
What kind of a shrine?
I mean, you're still fairly like away from it, so it's up to you if you want to go down and investigate it. From where you're looking at, it sort of looks like a small dais with some pillars that were standing next to it. And at one time, seems as if it was used for something, but now has not been used for a long time. There's really nothing else around it other than the shrine itself.
Do you guys want to go check it out? How far away is it?
Yep.
It's only
Cool.
like 100 yards. Like, you know.
Oh,
Screw it,
not
let's go
out.
check it out.
it's just right there.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Our anime continue flying ahead, but closer to us. I don't know. I can crawl back with that sigil at any time. So
That is very true.
call her back and explain we're going to that thing, so she can be a lookout around there. And to come to me if there seems to be danger.
All right. So you know, the 6 of you walk up, 7 of you, with Don John. He's looking at it, goes, "Oh yeah, looks like an old shrine. I wonder if it's dedicated to anyone. Yeah, could be to any kind of creature around here. You ever hear of the Goblin God Maglubi yet? I killed some of his followers once time." He starts punching in the air. As you get closer, you can see that this area, there is a definite shape to the ground. It's in a little bit of a divot, and then the ground, the rocky ground rises back up, and there is a little shrine platform there with a few columns. The columns are actually spaced out. There are 7 of them, and the shrine is in the center. It has almost like this wing design, and the pillars are, let me sort of draw it on here so you get an understanding of what I'm thinking of. If you look just to the south of the Dragon Barrow on the map, you will see what I'm going to draw. Basically, there's like this this table, and then there's a pillar there, one there, there, and there.
Would any of the markings or anything mean anything to any of us?
No. Would any of us recognize?
Roll me a religion check, and Nylor, you get advantage.
Okay.
Everybody
Oh,
who
everybody
wants
rolls?
to learn.
Oh.
It's up to you. You don't have to. Jesus.
Wow.
Everyone.
Can I roll to see if I notice the architecture? Does any of that
If you could
ring a bell for me?
Does it look dwarven in nature, you mean?
Yeah.
Anyone
It does
What?
not.
Okay.
If you could.
So I mean, you can
like,
definitely roll a
end
a
this-
history
No,
check
I
if you would
can't.
like.
Where do I
I do this every week.
Just on your character sheet, there is a skill in the center that is religion.
Well, I rolled a 4, so none of us know
Yes,
shit.
I see that. Nobody's really rolling high right now.
I got 11.
Okay. Smith, did you want to roll, or were you okay not?
Sure. I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Yay! Lead it to the
So-
wizard.
Yeah. So Smith, while the immediate design of it doesn't necessarily ring a bell, like you can't necessarily tell what would have created it or what this place would have been used for, the shape of this area is definitely standing out to you, and it has a striking resemblance to the symbol of Saloon. She is also known as the Moon Maiden. She is the goddess of the moon, the stars, navigation and navigators, wanderers, stuff like that.
She's specifically elven.
I don't think in particular.
I'm not
canon.
sure.
No.
It's one of the ones I recognize, and I don't go around memorizing gods for fun, so.
I mean, you might imagine, like, as a as a moon elf that
I think
I'm sorry, I can't hear. I don't know why
Yeah.
it keeps doing this. I'm gonna exit and come back in.
all right. Where is my pictures? Here we go. I'm gonna add this in here so y'all can see it. Oh, of course my page decides not to load. There we go. Okay. Add. So this is Smith. This is what the symbol of Saloon looks like.
That's a very good picture you drew then. You drew something very
Oh, that
close
was
to
on-
that. No, I know, but the one
That
you
was-
drew on the map.
What I drew. Yeah.
Okay.
So the only thing that I can say out of character, Stacy, regarding what you're questioning, I think what you might be thinking of is Seldarine, which it is like I think Sahanine Moonbow. She's the patron of moon elves. She is also a goddess. I think that might be who you're thinking of is Sahanine Moonbow.
I
Okay.
disagree, but I don't actually know. I didn't give her a god to follow, but I did have her storyline with she kind of pulled back from religion. I didn't do
Oh, yeah.
the religion that her family followed, so there was. I don't know if she'd know much of them. She should, you'd think, but I didn't really pan that out. But-
So yeah, like I said, you see this, you are standing before this this
Is
location. Do you guys do anything with it?
I
is
mean,
it like?
can we reach
Can
out
I
and touch it?
inspect-
Does
can I
anything
inspect,
happen?
Like the altar?
Okay, real quick. So Zash, you said you wanted to touch it.
Oh,
Or
that-
no, sorry, that was Nylor.
Yeah.
So Zash, what did you say you wanted to query about it?
I want to inspect it. Like, I'm kind of sketched out and think like maybe a couple sacrifices have been committed here, and I don't know.
I will
This is an
say
altar in the middle of fucking nowhere.
as Nylor is beginning to reach out to it, you're looking it over, but it does not seem as if there is like blood, dried blood or blood in the rocky markings on the actual dais. So, you can imagine that. I mean, maybe somebody could have performed a sacrifice, but not necessarily right here.
I think this is where Lucas the Goblin went.
What's that?
Nothing.
Wait, so Smith the wizard would have told us what it reminded him of? The
Yes, I would
Saloon
relay that
part?
information.
Okay. And that she's some kind of moon related
You would think I would know
goddess or
something about
whatever.
that, but apparently I don't.
Know something like that. Being a moon elf and all.
Anyways,
No,
yes, I reach out and touch it.
nothing.
Does anything happen?
It would pique my interest. Yeah, Iluna would definitely be wandering about and looking at it or touching it. Standing in the middle. I don't get how big across, like wide across is this thing? Is it Stonehenge size or something smaller?
It is not Stonehenge size. The center of this, like where the main table is, that is big enough that like somebody could lay across it. It is about 7 feet wide, about 4 feet, 4 feet deep, and it comes up to about your we'll say it comes up about to your stomach.
So you could climb up on it pretty easily.
Yeah, you could.
Like if higher, a really tall couch, I guess, or a high
sort
chair.
of, yeah, or like a table.
Table.
About the size of a table. Nylor, as you grace your hand across the surface of it, everything seems normal except it gets a little bit brighter. Like suddenly it's almost as if like the clouds had moved away from the sun. And you can see standing back in the direction that you guys came from, a woman with silvery hair with white hair dressed in silver chain link armor, much like this.
Oh.
Do we see her?
No.
Okay.
So,
Would I recognize her?
After Smith mentioned that, this place, the shape of this place resembled the symbol of Saloon, it does, I guess it's Saloone, actually. Yeah, it's Saloone, sorry. After he mentioned that, yes, you, in your travels, you have definitely heard of Saloone. When you first when you first started really interacting with some other folk, they your abilities, if on display, would have striked that knowledge up in time.
Okay.
So from your limited understanding of her, this is what she has been described as.
Okay, I'm gonna walk towards her.
Okay. So everybody can see Nylor walking back towards where you guys, came from.
So do the rest of us see this person?
No.
Creature, whatever.
No one else.
Walking?
You see him. Yeah, you see him
Yeah,
walking away.
Am I supposed to
As
see
you,
that right now, actually? Or no?
yeah, like you see him walking away. Anyone that actually in front of him can see that his eyes are they look like pools of blackness with tiny motes of light, almost as if when he was in that star form, when you guys were fighting the trolls.
This is so cool.
But right now we just see the map, right?
Well, no, you just see
Okay.
like you're standing in this. You're standing where the shrine is. He went up and touched it while everyone was sort of around it. And the moment he touched it, like he sort of perked up a little bit and starts walking back from the direction you guys came from on your path up to the mountains mine.
Well, Eileen was gonna get on the table.
I wanted to see if there was an entrance anywhere, like some kind of ruins or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
Maybe like
just
a passage.
it's just a table, but
do,
not anymore. We saw
Do
him
I-
walking off.
do I notice his eyes?
He touched it and ran away.
Roll me a persuasion, or sorry, not persuasion. Roll me a perception check, Zash. And Luna, as you are standing on the table, or as you are like
Standing.
clambering up onto it, you don't have the same experience that Nylar has, but you do get a sense of clarity. You get this. How can I say it? No, I will address this after I. You know what? I'll address this after I hand Nylor. Yeah, because I want to dedicate enough. I want to dedicate enough time to either one.
I rolled a 13.
Yeah, I'll say that you glance his eyes. You definitely were sit for the maybe last hour or two that you've been traveling with him, or a few hours that you were traveling with him. You know that he has normal eyes, but you sort of glimpse that they look stark black with tiny specks of light in them.
I'll go up to him and I'll tap him on the shoulder and I'll call out, "Hey, Nyla, are you okay?"
You're perfectly fine.
I kind of wave him off. Shoot. And just keep walking.
As you do that, this woman starts walking towards you.
Where are you going?
I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm not gonna respond.
I throw my boomerang at him. I'm kidding. I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Yeah, so you watch him. You watch him as he walks up, and then Nylor, she walks up to you, and she's standing before you, and in a very ethereal voice, sort of having this almost echo that resounds through your head. She says, "My child of light, I am pleased that you have followed my words, that you have consulted me in your time of need, and have found your way to me.
So this is where I'm supposed to be right now?
This is the path that has been foretold for you. It is written in the stars." And as she says that, she gestures her hands up, and you can see in the blink of an eye for you, the sky is just filled with stars.
so
It is
cool.
still bright and sunny out, but it is filled with stars. And she says, I have given you guidance in the past, but you will be facing challenges that will present you with great opportunities. But they are dire consequences should you fail. You see, the stars can foresee, but... sorry, I misspoke. The stars can foresee, and I can read them. But you, as a mortal, can change them. The stars foretell of a great calamity. And it is through the intervention of this group, and she gestures to everyone else that's standing around, we have a chance to put this to rest. When the time comes, and you will know, you will be summoned to a great place to the south. You must go there, and you must accept the responsibilities bestowed upon you. I will be watching, and you may always call upon me. I may not always be able to give you enough information, but as a child of the stars, you are under my guidance. And as she says that, she brushes past you, heading over towards the dais. And she sort of, you turn around, she sort of cocks her head a little bit, seeing Iluna standing upon the dais.
But I
And
wanted to just, this is under the guise that she just talked to this dead moon elf. So anything to do with moon stuff, she's immediately more curious than typical. Because she's usually kind of stays back at the group and not exploring stuff. But this one, I don't imagine she's standing on the table, like half sitting, half kind of like she doesn't want to break it.
okay.
Standing on
I
it.
can understand that. As she is walking over, you see Iluna like clambering across this and like inspecting it and stuff. And she sort of like cocks her head a little bit, and she says, one of my other children. And you see something about her begins to change and shift a little bit to where her hair, to where she looks more in the picture that I have here. You can see that her hair shortens up a little bit, but you can also see that her ears have grown out a little bit to match an elven design. And she says, she looks back at you, and she says, Nylor, she says, is she of pure heart?
I don't know. I've met her quite recently.
5 seconds ago.
And as she says that, Iluna, while you are looking at all this, you feel as if there is like a breeze. Everyone does, sort of see like leaves, off in the distance rustling, but you feel as if someone has just like moved your hair, as if somebody was like moving hair away from your face. And as the wind sort of hits you, and she says, she looks like her mother. Inside, she has her mother's spirit. And then for you, Nylor, all of a sudden she is just gone. The stars are no longer in the day sky. Your eyes are back to normal. And Iluna, as soon as you feel that touch grace your hair, you see. Yep, give me a quick second.
No, I was just thinking she would definitely stop what she was doing and probably stand still.
During that time,
yeah,
I'd like to think
I mean,
that Zash was
trying to
yelling
be
at Iluna.
respectful, but very curious. Wait,
Yeah.
what? Sash is yelling?
During that time when Iluna was climbing on it, Zash is just telling her, Iluna, get down, we're not at a fucking Chuck E. Cheese, it's an altar.
She's not climbing on. She's not looking disrespectful. She did not stand on it and like dance around like a.
The image of you just like standing on it is so funny.
She kind of just jumped on and like stand atop like some kind of conquest. I mean, she's more curious than you probably seen her before, and possibly more animated. But she's standing stark still now that something's sort of brushed.
Well, it like you definitely felt that it was the wind.
When's the next time you coming?
That brushed past you.
Okay, we'll be able to play more then. I'm off next weekend.
If somebody's hand, had brushed past your face.
That would significantly reduce her curiosity, at least in the moment or two that it has happened.
And as this happens, before your eyes, you see a brightness around you, and a figure appears to you, and she looks like this. And she has this playful smile on her face. And she says, "So, you are one of my elves. It has been a long time since I've seen one of you in person."
Probably clutched that pendant because clearly the pendant means more than it did before from her last ethereal encounter. She's a bit freaked out. She's having another one.
Oh, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I've just attending to business and all, and when I saw you, you are a confusing example of one of mine.
One of yours.
Lamuna.
Still holding her damn pendant to save herself.
Yeah. And she says, "Well, Lamuna, but I can see that you are more than that."
I've been given similar information previously. What do you mean more than Amino? Like, I'm also a Ladrin. Do you mean that?
Oh, that's clear to see. Coralon is a very lucky person. And as she says that, she says, She gestures over towards Smith, and she says, "Follow him. He will lead you to something great. You are kin, after all."
So what else? Or kin because we're elves?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. All elves are kin. There's not more to that.
And you see she gets this wry smile on her face, and she goes, "Well, I guess time will always tell." And with that, she begins to walk. She begins to
Wait.
walk away from you.
Coralin. Is that something she's supposed to know?
Coralon, as you know, is the like the leader of the Elven pantheon. He is the god of the Eladrin.
Okay. Yeah, but that's what I thought. Was that the ones where they were like fought the other god, and that's why they're drow elves, and they like
That's why they're
split back, super
Yes.
mad at each other.
If you're going deep Elven lore, yes.
Oh,
Coralon is the reason that elves exist, because his blood dropped to the world, and that's where elves sprang from.
Okay. I definitely read all that already. I was just making sure.
Yeah, she just sort of smiles and chuckles as she's walking away, as you see her dress and her body begins to disappear in starlight, as the brightness around you goes back to normal.
Was she carrying that staff thing?
Yes.
And did it look significant?
Did it look what?
Of significance? Or did it just look like, would she have recognized it for any or it's just
you would recognize that the top of her staff is the symbol of Sahanin Moonbow. The that is what you recognize that as.
During Iluna's little hallucination vision.
Yeah.
Did her eyes gloss over? Did any of that happen to her?
They did. The difference is, if you like, while this was going on, you heard Nylor mumbling to himself, and you also heard Iluna mumbling to herself. And if you would have gone over and checked Iluna, you would have seen that her eyes were not glossed over in the same capacity, but that they were instead like silver moonlight.
Okay.
It's probably going to be a little hard to see, but this is the symbol of Sahanin Moonbow. So, keeping that in mind, the symbol in the background of this is basically just the upside down version of that.
Oh.
Upside down.
Yeah. So the upside, I will tell you out of character, the upside down aspect plays no part into her anything. Don't read into that.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna ask Iluna if she's okay.
She just sighs heavily at first and says she's had a vision, but this one was someone different. I don't even know her name. The Banshee started with like a V.
Vildara.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really need to try to remember these names. And she would have known that it was. She would have recognized who it was then with the symbol.
Yeah, we'll say that symbolism was probably pretty relevant to was probably pretty prevalent in her upbringing.
So you had a vision from one of your gods?
Hmm. A I don't know, a moon god. Oh, there. Yeah, a god of my clan.
What did your god say?
At least my mother. I don't even remember. That I don't know if she wants to like reveal everything.
And that's entirely up to you.
Yeah. I kind of just want to sit with that for a while. But she'd probably walk over towards Smith the Wizard. I don't even know what to say. She's okay. I'm just a bit flustered of all this news in the past. What's it been? Like a day since the last time?
Since the fight, like the Dwarven fortress.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
that all
Act
happened
1
yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. More things about myself have been revealed in a day than I understood my whole life. So I have to process.
Okay, well, no. If you need to talk, you can talk to me. It's okay. But I don't want to pressure you or force you into anything.
And I don't know. I guess she would probably try to pull Smith the Wizard aside, but there's nothing to tell him. Kin? I mean, like, that's just useless. Anyhow.
One last thing I'll say to you, Iluna, is right before your eyes had the glossed over moonlight, Nylors were completely glossed over and completely pulled black with just little bits of light coming through. So I don't know, maybe he is also somehow connected to the same god as you are.
I don't know, maybe we can talk to him. I mean, the person in my vision, suggested I speak with... Why don't I even speak with him? There's a connection between Smith and I. And there's nothing else revealed that indicates what the connection would be. So I think I need to speak with him.
Well,
as I just met him, like, also yesterday, so that's fine.
In time.
I would have made my way back to the group by now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Where is the I'm sorry, I forgot your character's name.
Nylor.
Star walked from Nylor.
Oh, bye, Lucas.
It's not Stardew then.
No.
Lucas is gone.
Did we lose?
Can you guys hear me?
We can now.
Can't see you.
Okay. Yeah, give me a second, because my
I will say, I definitely wasn't expecting any more revelations. Not for Iluna, not right now.
computer some time to do its thing, and let me switch over to this. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Where were we? Oh, that's right. Blowing everyone's mind.
Damn, we could have just walked right past this, honestly.
No, that would
You could have.
just yes, we missed the whole entire connection.
Just for shits and giggles, after seeing all of this, Zash is gonna go put his hand on the altar.
Yep, have fun.
Feels like stone.
It's cold. You cut your hand on a sharp edge.
Actually, as you touch this, so yeah, no, this is definitely gonna be something that happens. As you touch this, you don't get the same experience that these other two got, but you do feel a bit of clarity in the mind, and
That's new for him.
Whoa!
for a brief second, two images come into your mind. I have to look at something. The one is of a powerful build tabaxi with white fur lying dead. And the next one is of a black furred tabaxi with golden eyes staring at you like inches away from your face, and you hear your name spoken to you in a voice that you haven't heard in a couple months. And again, it is a brief instant that this passes through your mind, but you could have sworn that that was your sister's voice.
Luna's gonna say, are you sure you want to do that? While he's touching it, or just after?
Okay, so I saw an image of a white furred tabaxi dead, and of a black furred tabaxi with golden eyes staring at me, and hearing my name spoken to me in a voice I haven't heard in months.
Yes, and like as you're processing this, with how fast it went through, you could have sworn that that was your sister's voice.
Okay.
Was anything noticeable? His eyes didn't go weird, right?
No, his eyes did not go in the same way that Iluna's and Nylor's did. He just he touched this, and to anyone else it just looked like he was just touching the stone. But for you, Nylor, it was just this the quickest, briefest,
It was basically like in a blink of an eye it happened.
Correct.
Okay.
So now that we made a little stop over here, shall we continue on? And I kind of look at Don John, seeing if he wants to continue leading the way.
Everyone's all quiet around here. Everybody just, suddenly over here touching these stones and getting all spooky. I've seen stuff like this before, when I've been making my travels around the world, divine intervention and whatnot, and places like this that are, religious in nature. All kinds of weird stuff can happen. Voodoo magic. One time I knew this wizard, or a witch. That's different. And he goes over and he pats Smith on the back, just like a little bit more forcefully than he probably should have. He goes, "Wizards over here, they're the intellectual type. Everybody thinks wizards and witches. They're just like the boy and girl version of it. No, I knew this witch. She lived out in a swamp. She, was like an alchemist. Turned me into a frog for 4 days. 4 days I was a frog. I was going through those swamps.
What a quiet day those 4 days would have been.
Oh no, I was screaming my head off. You should have heard it. I was calling over all the other frog brethren. They came to my help. We swarmed her place, killed the bitch right there. I was able to secrete this poison from my skin. We were rubbing all over her, killed her instantly. True story.
How'd you get turned back out of a frog?
How did I get turned back out of the frog?
If you killed the witch that turned you into a frog.
Oh, I think that was it. I think it was just the fact that once she died, her spell, her voodoo magic, was no longer taking hold of me. My corporeal body.
Sure. Insight check.
Go ahead. Be my guest.
Oh, that's very good.
He 100% believes what he just said. Like he is telling you this as if he has told this story a million times before. Now, you obviously have your own trepidations with it, and inconsistencies that might might be numerous, but you definitely believe he believes it himself.
Sure. I wonder how many times he was dropped out of his car seat as a kid.
Dad forgot to take him off his shoulders and went under the ceiling fan.
All right, shall we continue? Everyone done? I don't think.
I mean, I did notice there's 7 lots, 7 pillars. Curious enough to see if that means anything. Let's hold.
Were there 7 pillars?
Yes.
Wasn't there?
There are.
Well,
So what if?
I will put.
What if we link them up?
Put the picture back up here. There you go.
How far apart are they?
Hands around the world style each.
So the ones, I would say, like the corner, like where the wings of the eyes are, that's about 8 feet across.
Okay.
So you could sort of get a general rough estimate. Like there's probably about 5 feet in between each gap or each pillar.
All right.
That was high enough for us to climb.
I mean, there
any
some
cats
of them
want to stand up.
I mean, some of them are they're you could imagine at one time, these created a shelter above. Like there are some that are higher, some that are lower, or they could have just stood as as a symbol of this. They could have just been capped out to the top, but they are of differing heights. The highest one that you see is about 10 feet up. So I mean, it would be an easy climb for someone like Zash.
What time is it right now?
Right
6:51 p.m.
Right now, in game, it is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And all this would have only taken a couple of minutes, right? All the visions would have happened near simultaneously.
Well, yeah, the two major visions between Iluna and Nylar took place one after another. But yeah, they were. It's you guys have only been like looking at this place for maybe about 10-15 minutes at most.
Wait, so you said it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
1,500 hours. Yep.
Okay. Shit. All right.
Okay.
Why?
I thought it was later in the day.
Anyone else want to do anything?
There are 7 of us and 7 pillars, and it seems 2 of us had an otherworldly experience. Do we want to see if we can?
3.
If there's anything else here? 3. What happened?
I had a vision when I
didn't
touched
notice.
it. It was just a flash, though.
You.
Well, it seems like we all have
Okay,
had some
so-
sort of reaction to it. Does anyone else want to go touch it? Albina,
Are we
anyone?
Yeah.
Sepsis in your fire?
Well, you set a table on fire.
No, don't set the. I mean, you probably can't. It's stone, but
I mean, he is a
Yeah.
magma monster, so he could technically, if he chose to.
I'll find out.
I think I'll save the table and knock into me.
But you're not going to touch it. No one wants to do anything with the 7 pillars.
Apparently
Yeah,
not.
So Hannah, Seftis, and Smith, are you guys interacting with the table in any way?
No.
Okay.
I'm not fussed about religion
Smith?
stuff, so
No.
I wouldn't have
You
an
should-
interest with it.
should know I've been told we're kin, and it was implied more than just because we're elves. I'm curious about that. Do you know anything?
You say we're kin? No, I don't think that's to be
Yeah.
true.
So I had a vision and said we're kin, and I said, well, all are. It was suggested I stick
What,
with you.
When you touch that stone?
Yeah, I had a vision again. Well, this is second time in a day. I'm not even sure if they would have mentioned the whole. Oh wait, you guys were there, right? I forget who was there. This party changed so much. And
What?
Axholm, you guys would have saw
Yeah.
the banshee, yeah.
Yeah.
And how it talked, yeah. To me, I had another similar but a calmer, peaceful vision, and it said we were kin. If that is of interest to you, maybe you would have a
Very
vision.
curious.
If you
Yeah, I'll go up and touch it.
Okay, let me see here. Give me 1 second to look at a note I have floating around. Okay. Smith, as you touch the table, similar to Zash, you get this image that flashes in your mind. There's 2 images, and they both pertain to 2 members of your party. One is you see Iluna holding a pendant attached to a chain around her neck, and she suddenly vanishes before your eyes. And the next one is of Cephas, and you can see that his arcane core within him is growing is brighter than you've ever seen, even whenever he enters his rage, and all of a sudden he just explodes into a massive like pillar of flame. And again, this happens within a second. The moment you see these, you're back.
Huh.
Did anything happen, Smith?
Yeah, I had a flash of Iluna holding her pendant around her neck and her just disappearing. And then Cephas, your core, it glowed so bright you just exploded. And that was it. That's all I saw.
Well, that's ominous.
Hey, Pepto-Bismol.
Can I see that pendant, Iluna? Do you have that pendant? Do you have a
Whoa.
pendant?
It's right here. You should have seen it at this point. I mean, you would have seen it when she at Axholm.
And what is it a pendant of again? Do I recognize it? Or?
My mother. Well,
Oh, good.
Everyone saw that it matched, right? The banshee was visible to everyone at first, right?
Yes. So, yeah, there is a symbol. It does possess a symbol, and it is. Here we go. The symbol that is on this elf's forehead. It is not like an exact match to that. It's obviously fairly smaller, and it's also more decorative. It's more crystalline.
Yeah. I guess she'd be hesitant to hand it over, though.
That's okay. I just
Like
just
she would
curious about it.
show
But
it.
that is.
Is there something you want to do with it?
I'm gonna use detect magic.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Enough to tell Iluna I have the spell that lets me see if any items have magical properties to them. If you don't mind, I just want to see if we can find out anything about it.
Okay, so detect magic lets you sense magic to see an aura, if it bears magic, and what school it is. Okay, so yeah, you cast detect magic, and as you do, you obviously detect. So around you, the general area is filled with abjuration magic. And abjuration magic is magic that protects, that defends, and wards. But in addition to that, from this particular necklace, this pendant, you are getting a powerful amount of conjuration magic. Now, you do know that, unfortunately right now, you don't have, I don't actually think you have the spell. No, you do not. But you imagine if you could, eventually, if you could find like a scroll of identify, you could actually figure out what exactly this thing does. But right now, you just know that it holds a very powerful amount of conjuration magic.
I have a scroll of identification.
That's true, you do.
Do you want to use it on it, Smith?
Yeah, how does copying spells work? Can I
So-
copy that spell?
You absolutely can. So give me 1 second.
Is that a spell wizards can learn, I guess?
Yeah. Oh, identify, absolutely. Yeah, it is. I just want to see what the school. Okay, yeah. Bards and wizards can learn identify. So it is divination, which that means. Let me see something here. When you find a wizard spell of first level or higher, you can add it to your spell book. If it is a spell of a level that you can prepare, and that is a first level, so that is an absolute. Copying the spell into your spellbook involves reproducing the basic form of the spell, then deciphering the unique system of notation, blah, 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 blah. You must practice the spell until you understand the sounds and gestures, blah, blah, blah. For each level of the spell, the process requires 2 hours and a cost of 50 gold. The cost represents the materials you expend as you experiment with the spell to master it, as well as the fine inks you need to record it in your spellbook. Once you've spent this time, you can prepare the spell just like any other. So yes, you do know for a fact that you could copy this spell into your book. You would just need about 2 hours, and you would need like an amount of you would need at least 50 gold worth of materials. So
That's a lot of gold.
that is a lot of gold.
Would he have told?
But keep in mind, if you do this, like, this is the benefit to being a wizard. If you do this, you will be able to prepare the spell and cast it, anytime you want now, instead of hoping to find another one or having to wait until you level up to take it, because you can only add spells to your spell book when you level up. So there is a benefit to spending that time in gold.
I mean,
So
we could
he's
always do
told
it
us.
when we rest.
That is true. That is something that he could do. That is something that he could do during a long rest, like a period of time. So that is true.
All right. Well,
And
I'll give him
Smith would have
the
told.
scroll of identify so that when we take our rest, then he can copy it. Too.
Okay. And what were you saying, Stacy?
That Smith would have told us all this, and now
imagine.
Iluna knows her. Yeah. So I didn't know it had any magic. What does it mean by? What do you mean by very powerful?
So Smith, you know that conjuration magic is magic that moves things around time and space. It's here. I'm just gonna give you an out of character definition. Conjuration calls materials, creatures, or energy to the caster, and can also be reversed to send creatures to other places, either over long distances or even to hold different planes of existence.
So
Yeah, I'll
Cephas,
do that.
interested since he had a vision about you?
Yeah, he's perturbed about what he's heard, so he wants to go and investigate the table, and he just sets both his hands on there.
Ooh, you will.
As you place your hands on the table, you have a similar experience. You have a vision of a massive red dragon that is standing before you, but is not looking at you in an aggressive manner. It is more looking at you with a curious look. The next instance that you have is you have your hands on Albina's shoulders as her hair is engulfed in flames. Her eyes are just this orange blaze as she is screaming. And then your vision is gone.
What would you... Seth, did you have a vision too?
Yeah, I had a vision. I saw this massive red dragon, but the dragon wasn't apparently being aggressive towards me.
I'm sorry, a red dragon.
A red dragon.
Curious.
This intrigues me. I also saw my hands being on Albina's shoulders, with her hair being ablaze and screaming in pain. I'm not sure what to make of that.
Wow. You seem to have had visions of each other. Albina.
I run up to the table and grab it. As soon as he says
Everybody
it.
wanted to.
Okay. Yeah. So you place your hands on the table, and as you do, your vision is far different than what the others were describing. As you place your hands on the table, no one else sees this, but Albina, your hair alights in flame. You feel this heat, this energy just pulsating from all around you. And as you look forward, you can see... oh shit, I guess I should probably bring that up. Second. You would think if I searched something that, like, my computer would just immediately recognize, like, oh, this is a D&D nerd, so let's, like, search up the D&D version of whatever this is.
Right.
Yep. Mine seems to.
Go. Ignoring the massive water, or the massive logo that is on this picture. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to do this. Go. Okay. So, standing as you place your hands, in a fury onto this table. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You see a figure appear before you. The figure is a heavy armor-clad warrior riding atop a blood-soaked horse. And it is wielding a sword engulfed in flames.
Oh my.
Oh.
Holy shit.
and the horse rears back, and as it whinnies, you see that its feet are just drenched in blood, as if there was a pool of blood underneath it. And as he turns, he looks at you, and you feel that same heat, the same heat you felt that day, the first time that you let your emotions take control. And as this happens, he gets a bit of a smirk on his face, and then at this point you have a vision in your mind of you driving a flaming sword into the skull of a white dragon.
Wow.
And as he turns, you can see, and he begins to ride away, you can see on his other side, in his other hand, is a shield that looks like this, which you recognize immediately as the symbol of Tempest.
Yeah.
And he rides off into a cloud of evaporating blood. And then you're back.
Albina, did you have a vision?
Yeah. I saw another warrior riding a horse. He also follows the same god as me, Tempest. And I saw him with a flaming sword and riding a horse covered in blood. At the same time, I saw myself driving my sword into the dragon's white skull.
Oh, so it was a
You
white
saw-
dragon, not the red dragon that Sefta saw?
Yeah, the white dragon. I killed it with my flaming
Interesting.
sword.
Is that she saw it with her sword, not like a different sword
So that is the
or
thing.
vision?
Albina, you definitely recognized the sword as your own, but it was emitting flame.
Oh, so I thought it was mine, but it wasn't.
No. So it definitely was like in that moment of you doing this, you could see that it was still the hilt and pommel of your Goblin's Bane sword, but it was engulfed in flames from the hilt down.
Okay.
That's why I was trying to find out if she needed to get a sword or if it was her sword and it needs to. I mean, from her vision, if she gathered that it was hers or not. But
Oh, so am I supposed to tell them?
That's up to you.
Well, it seems like we each had our own visions here. I feel like before we do anything, we should probably get Don John back to safety. We're just kind of standing out.
As you're mentioning that, like anyone who looks back at Don John, he's just sitting there writing everything down in notes, and you can hear him mutter at one point. He goes killing dragon, flaming sword through the head. That would be a great story.
white dragon, red dragon.
I'm gonna break his fucking legs.
And I did it all.
Out
So-
of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna say they could test out the table, but she can't talk to anybody no more, can she? No
Wait,
one
who?
has the animated bird just to sit on. But she can't say if she would have a vision anyhow.
Right.
So shall we continue on?
This whole time, Zash never
Yep.
took his hands off the table, and it's just filled with desperation.
I assume Zash has connected the dots for who the
Yeah.
first one is. Okay.
Zash looks at Iluna. I have to go. I can't be on this journey anymore. I saw my family calling out to me. My father dead. This trip to take Donjon it doesn't matter to me anymore. I have to make sure my family's okay. I have to go back to them.
Well, should we all go with you?
I can't make that decision for you guys. I would definitely welcome it,
Do you-
but
Out of character, I just want to retcon one thing because I think I may have misspoken when I was describing them. It was your brother.
oh, was it? Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Oh wait, that is clearly a horrible vision. I'd understand you wanting to go. Do you want a party with you?
I won't,
And-
I don't know what happened to them, and then I'll tell her about the visions I saw, and why I'm very desperate right now to leave.
It's very understandable. We do in character. Do we know where he'd be heading, or would that something she would need to ask now because she doesn't actually have any idea?
I mean, that's I don't think Zash has brought up necessarily
I don't think
exactly
it's
where he
really-
lives.
That's what-
I'm pretty.
So where-
I live north of Neverwinter.
You live around Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Like the Innsmiths didn't set up in Neverwinter. They are on the outskirts of it. So
So are we? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to double check. Are we at the Dragon Barrow? Right
no
around there?
no. I was just using the Dragon Barrow as a space that I could draw on that map. You guys are currently if
By the
you
mountains.
guys-
So
Gold mine.
okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
because
Yeah,
you guys are
not that far.
near
you guys are basically right about here.
Okay.
This is where all this is going down.
I mean, I guess out of character because I don't think my character would know this. Should we do the mine, then hit the Dragon's Barrow as we go up to Neverwinter? That was the plan anyways, wasn't it?
It was. I thought.
If I'm being honest and trying to play my character,
I mean, yeah, I get that.
like Zash is just gonna die.
Now.
Like it doesn't matter what happens here. Like seeing his brother dead, his sister calling out to him, which I would imagine the way I heard it was like a desperate cry for help almost, given the visions.
It wasn't necessarily like a desperate cry, but it was definitely her. It was more of like a Zash, but it obviously in her voice.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
So he has a sense of urgency.
Smith the
restored.
Wizard. This pendant is conjuration, and it moves things. Would it behoove us to try to see where it goes?
All I saw was you holding
Or
it
how
and you disappeared.
Well, all he saw is it just made you disappear. I mean, it could make you go invisible. It could teleport you somewhere.
Keep
you
talking.
don't
I just gotta use the
know.
restroom real fast.
Exactly.
Well, that's why I asked about what did you know about conjuration, because it makes things move.
Yeah. So it's
That's
very
what I
likely
thought
you possibly teleported somewhere.
I was thinking conjuration out of character. I mean, like conjuring something, bringing something about. But okay.
I could do that
Yeah,
too.
Something from nothing. That whole idea.
Like a familiar, like my whole Skyrim mind thought.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mindset, flaming familiar. Flaming, exploding wolf.
This sounds a lot like when Vanadar just left. Iluna's
I'm
kind
just
of
saying, I'm not planning.
understandably, but
Yeah, like,
also shell shocked. Like,
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure there
I
were
don't think he's
not
leaving.
so sure.
I feel
No,
like I feel
I'm
like
not,
as a
like-
kid, like I could understand where he's coming from.
No.
Yeah, I'm not like leaving the group or the game or like re-rolling a new character. I'm just like trying to play my character.
Yeah,
the way
I will
feel
say,
like
this.
Like-
Whereas Tony was playing.
Luna sounds like Vanadar left. Are you going too? Like,
I will say this: where Tony and I discussed Vanadar leaving the game and introducing his new character, this is a new development that not even I was expecting.
what? Oh,
I mean, based on the vision that Nylor just had, like I think all of us need to stick together. So
Yeah.
if Zash is leaving, I'm probably going with him, wherever that may be. It doesn't, but clearly that's what is in the stars, and that's where I'm supposed to be sticking with.
yeah, that's partially why I was like, how far away? Where's
So
he
you
going?
guys-
My vision, you guys. This is weird. Just
You guys are only about 2 miles from the mine. John will look at you guys, and like from obviously, you know, the sheer distress that Zash is demonstrating right now, he'll say, "Well, we're just a couple miles away from the mine. I mean, I was just, you know, once we get up there, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you. If you want to head out here, I can understand with that. But you know, you fulfilled. I'll say this as a representative of the new owners of the Mountain Stowe Gold Mine. You have upheld your fulfillment to my cause, and can be, you know, getting your reward when you finally make your way back to the town master."
I'll finish this, but after the mines, I have to return to my family.
It's understandable. Family's everything. I had a big family out there, and it's hard sometimes being away from them, especially when you don't know what's going on with them. So I respect you. You're a good kid. He sort of gives you a pat on the back.
I gotta say, Don John, that's the least irritating thing you've said since I met you.
Well, we still got a couple miles before we get to the mine, so I can
Just
tell
shut
you
the
a nice
fuck up.
story.
Don't ruin the moment. Don't ruin the moment.
Okay, let's get a move on.
All right. So after all of this, you guys continue on your way towards the Mountain Toe Gold Mine. I can only imagine the awkward silence that is now, you know, permeating this group while you are walking, unless someone wants to.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say Albina, which you'll all find out for other, you know, the reason why. But Albina is touched by Don John's understanding for the whole situation for Zash. She actually walks up next to him and Iluna and says, "So tell me about one of these adventures as we make our way back over." As she tried to silence him.
Oh, okay. You want to? Okay. And he sort of like eyes you up for a quick second, and he goes, "Oh, follower of Tempest. I see. Okay, Fire Ganassi. Yeah. So I'll tell you this one story. Here's one time I was up north, okay, up in Icewind Dale. I spent a lot of time up there. There was this barbarian, big guy, gold hair, just the mightiest thing that you've ever seen. You know, could swear that he could just crush a giant's head with his bare hands. Carried this massive silver hammer. And I watched him this one time fighting some ogres, fighting some yetis, and he takes that hammer and just crushes their head. Caused an avalanche, came rushing down. But yeah, I was passing through when that all was going on, and I offered my help, but he said that he was trained up his muscles and wanted the good challenge, and I stayed not too far from there. Small little settlement known as 10 Towns. Yeah, it's a nice place. Yeah, nice place. But yeah, he was he also was a follower of Tempest. I heard all about him, his story, and his comrades. Apparently, he was a well-known figure up there. Hoofgar,
What's his name?
Hoofgar.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah, Hoofgar. I think so. That one was for
just kinda looks
Stacy.
at him and just
Yeah.
silently stares at him and just lets him continue
Killing
on.
me.
Yeah, he's like he was he every time he I heard him. That was actually how I found him. He screamed Tempest and just crushing skulls.
You're killing me.
I'll say that one was for Stacy.
That brought a little smirk, almost a smile to Albina's face as she looked over at him telling the story.
All right.
That's some warrior and it's mighty hammer. Axe.
So yeah. So as you guys make your way there, I do want to address one thing. So Iggy looks up at you, Zash, as you're walking, and so I wanted to preface it this way: as you guys were walking out, everyone's sort of silent. Iggy runs his hand across the table, but does not tell anyone anything.
He sees
was
Lucas the
gonna-
Goblin riding a freaking dragon.
Hope so.
Um,
A red one. Even
but
though we saw a white one.
But on the way up there, he looks up at you, Zash, and he says, "Hey, boss," he says, "just so you know, I'll go with you. You know, I'll follow you. I'll help you. My family is you."
I know.
That's rude. I know you're gonna put your life on line. I know.
No, he's my best friend.
I was gonna say it's a Han Solo moment.
Yeah,
I love
come
you. I know. All right. All right. So, you guys continue on. The travel is mostly silent except for the incoherent ramblings of John Raskin. And eventually you come to a point in the mountains where it is having a gentle slope down, but ahead of you, hidden among the bushes, you can see a tunnel that burrows into the foot of a snoring, snow-capped mountain. And above the mouth of this tunnel is a wooden plank that reads Mountain's Toe carved into it in common.
Oh,
And as you get there, see, shit, line of sight. Oh, that was close. All right, there we go.
yay! That's off out of character. Yeah, sorry.
Wait, your character's not like, yay, we're at the
No,
gold mine.
Albina's
finally."
a little different.
Smith.
So,
When you get up to this area and you guys can see the entrance to the mine for the first time, and John points out, he goes, "Oh, there it is." Good. And he puts away the map. He goes to pull out another map of the mine's layout and goes, "Oh, son of a bitch, I must have left it back in town. Oh well, unfortunately I don't know the layout of this area, so we're just gonna have to be careful."
Oh.
But as he's talking and he's, going through his pack for these maps, you're looking around the area and something seems very familiar to this area. And it takes like you were sort of having this feeling like as you were getting closer to the mountain, like the mountain up into the distance was looking familiar to you. But as he's talking about maps, it dawns on you that some time ago, you can't exactly remember how long ago this was. You
Or how
you had gone to a city up north called Luskin, and you were doing some information trading. And in that, you received this less than stellar map of a place somewhere in the Sword Mountains that led to a trove of items that might help you in your understanding of the different planes of existence. That the rumor of this map, of where this map leads, is that there was a book that belonged to a wizard who was a planeswalker. And as you're thinking about this, you pull out the map, and as you're looking at it, you sort of look up into the up the mountain, and you take the map and you hold it, and it's showing you the same mountain and where in about the same area where you're standing. And it shows you that there on the map is a marking on the map off to the right, further south from the entrance to this cave.
So the entrance to the cave is the entrance to the town?
No. So basically, there is an entrance to the mine, which you can see. Yeah, you can see Don John Raskin, marching his way up there. But if this map is actually true, this map would lead you to somewhere where that trove of items was.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not. I know I mentioned this to you yesterday, but I'm not beholding you to do anything with this information right now. It is entirely up to your character.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
Check it out later.
Okay.
So are we what was the quest? What are we supposed to do while we're here?
We're just trying to bring him back, right? Bring him
Well,
here.
so so the actual quest. So the quest is to safely escort Don John Raskin to the mine. And as you get there, he's sort of chuckling, laughing, saying, "Yeah, finally, we're gonna make some money." And that's when you see two were-rats begin to make their way out of the mine entrance, and they look over at you, and they're sort of sniffing. And if you would like to see, for example, what they look like, this is going to be a very menacing image. They do not look this menacing. I will say that.
I like the boots, though.
Yeah.
Do
Pretty
we
stylish boots.
know of where rats, any of us, or some of us going, what the hell is that?
If you would like to roll a history check.
Sure.
I mean, I will say this: you know that where creatures exist, where creatures are a thing. They're rare, but they are a thing.
Apparently, I got a 17.
Right.
Okay.
Just by looking at this, can I tell that it's like?
Okay.
Just by
Sorry,
looking
what?
at them, can Zash tell that they're evil and all that shit?
I mean, you can roll an insight check if you want to check that out.
Why doesn't it show my rolls here?
So that is actually something that I will. Are you using a computer, and are you using either Firefox or Chrome?
Yes and yes, Chrome.
Chrome, sweet, makes life easier. So I will send you after my other session tonight. I will send you a link to an extension that you can download for Chrome, and I will walk you through the settings that you need to put it in. So when you are on your character sheet on D&D Beyond and you click one of those modifiers, it automatically sends it to my screen.
Okay, so then on my page for D&D Beyond, it says +2 automatically for history, and then I rolled 17. So do I tell you 19 or
19? Yes. Okay. Yeah, because that's your roll and your modifier.
Gotcha. Okay, I see. It does add it up here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just realized it didn't show it.
Yeah, but so did you roll your insight, Zash?
It was 21.
Oh, yeah, they're walking out as if more of a curiosity, but they don't seem like they're not coming out brandishing weapons. And in fact, as you see them, Don John sort of stops a second and says, "What the hell are you doing in here?" And the one looks over at you, or he looks over at your group and says, "We are. This is our mine." And Don John says, "Hey, you think that's your mine? This is a property of the company that I work for. Mountain Stowe Gold Mine is my property." And they sort of like go, "Oh, okay. Well, you can talk to the boss. That's we're just watching the entrance."
Oh boy.
What do you generally know about were creatures then? And because I know through playing and reading, were creatures have 3 phases, but do they?
Well, yeah,
know
that's out of character knowledge.
Yeah,
Luna.
trying to like not act
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
character.
So
I don't
with
know any
with
different.
well, actually, Albina, you have a 17. You like it is common knowledge that were creatures can shapeshift between their animal form and their hybrid form. These ones are in their hybrid form, so they are currently, anthropomorphic. They can turn into an actual rat. Like it is a rat form that they can turn into. But you know that, like, you also know, and again, this is common knowledge for anyone who has heard of were creatures in the past, that a lot of times it is their bite that can deliver the lycanthropy curse. But Albina, you are aware that were rats, as you have dealt with them in the past with your group before, you know that they are creatures of opportunity. They will take any chance to get a foot up, sort of, staking their claim, taking what they want for themselves. But you also know that like, if there's a leader amongst them and they're killed, the other ones won't necessarily scatter. There's just like a non-existent hierarchy that exists that just moves down a chain. You dealt with this in the past. One encounter that you had with your clerical order was to deal with an infestation of were rats that had taken up in a port town off of a small lake. And what had happened was your group had assumed that if you would have killed the leader, that the other ones would have just abandoned the area. And then you found out that after the leader was killed, they just instantly instituted a new one to take over. And so you had to slaughter the entire collective.
How
So-
much
Do you share that with
you
us?
share with us? Any of it?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Well, with that knowledge, Zash just goes up and is going to attack them.
Oh, I
Do
didn't get
you-
to anyone.
do you approach in a malicious intent, or are you trying to disguise your movement to them?
I am walking.
With the general knowledge that they are human and animal. You're not going to attempt to talk to them at all.
But I wanted to heed warning before they all found out anything. I kind of wanted to say, hey guys, I don't know how many are in there, but just so you know, even if we take down their leader, we're going to have to take them all down.
Yeah, basically, she is just yeah. It's like if combat goes, they all have to go.
So I know you have to get back to your family, Zash. That's all. That's the only reason I mention it. We have to be careful here.
But at the same time, he kind of doesn't want to probably like beat around the bush. He probably just wants to get it over and done with.
Out of character, Zash doesn't give a fuck right now. Zash just wants to get this shit done so he can leave.
Okay.
And he's gonna be super fucking reckless.
Okay.
Well, I think she's trying to make clear that there definitely isn't two, or however many standing right there.
Yeah.
And it will.
I mean, those two definitely alluded to at least a third. I will say that they definitely at least alluded to a third, which would be their boss.
I mean, are you attacking?
I feel like.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to Don John and turn him around and say, I'm going to kill them.
He sort of like shrugs his shoulders, says, let's see here. He turns around and he gets this like wide smile on his face, and you can see that he pulls out a dagger from his
Not yet.
shirt. Yeah. He's not showing it, but he sort of like moves it and says, "These damn varmints, they're gonna be eradicated."
Absolutely. And I turn around and I look at him, and I call for him to come here. That I want to ask him questions.
Yeah, the one says, "Oh yeah, okay." He walks up.
They sound like
What's
gnomes.
They do sound like. I was like trying to think of like what a rat would sound like. Very nasally.
Yep. I'm gonna ask him what his name is.
I hate you.
Just make something up. Matt, I promise.
My name is Jake from State Farm.
They're all wearing khakis.
Jake.
You know what? No, absolutely. So the picture that I sent for what the were-rat looks like, it's that, but they're wearing khakis, and you can see that they have a polo underneath, and he looks at you and he says, "Oh yeah, it's Jake."
And I'm gonna motion to the other one, have him come over.
I can save you a lot on your car insurance.
Walks over as well.
What's your name?
And
as soon as he starts talking, I snap his fucking neck.
Okay, roll an attack.
And you miss.
And I'm definitely missing. I rolled like a 9. Fuck.
All right.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
See here.
Fight you.
Don John is also seeing this. He is going to attempt
Also
to stab.
miss.
He also misses. Even with the flanking bonus.
Fuck.
And we're gonna roll initiative.
Okay.
Why'd you have to call up? Iluna would be way far away from them guys.
All right. So roll initiative. Okay.
Yep. So
God. 19. Okay.
I got a 19 as well.
all right. So Albina
got
had
an
a 19. Nyler had a 4.
Hell yeah.
I'll be
18. Waiting on Smith.
12.
What'd you get, Zash?
19.
I can't wait for like 30 of them to pop up on initiative.
Hey, if they try to funnel out through there, that's like...
They're gonna bite you and you're gonna be a freaking werecat.
A were-rat. Tabaxi.
I would
That'd
say he'd be a
interesting.
were-rat cat. He'd be a were-rat tabaxi. So he would like as a cat, he would probably
The
gain
inner
a slightly
turmoil.
longer snout. Yeah, he would gain like a slightly longer snout. Your ears would go from like pointy to slightly
Tail.
rounder, and you could turn into a rat.
What is
Um,
tail? Does he have? You get a
all
rat
right.
tail instead.
His tail would shrink a little bit in size and get a little bit more like conical.
It would split, and you'll just have a cat tail and a rat tail.
Oh, I hate that imagery.
Yeah, that was awful, Tony. I think you
all
should
right.
roll damage for that, Lucas.
Oh my.
So it is Albina. You are the first in order.
Okay, but why me, not Zash? Do we have to, like,
Because
rock, paper, scissors,
you.
rock?
Well, I mean,
oh,
I guess
well,
technically it is me. I would imagine my dex
Yeah.
is higher.
let me
kinda
double
I was
check.
gonna say
Yeah.
I was gonna let him go first, and I was gonna take the second.
Oh shit!
So
What the fuck?
perfect.
Oh yeah, that did work. Wait, what the fuck?
Lucas is blowing his own mind.
No. For some reason, and it's not reflecting on your side, as it might be difficult to see. Zash's symbol is now that of a were-rat on the initiative order.
Spoilers.
But it's still in there, so it's still in there as normal, so I'm just leaving it as that.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Zash, it would be your turn.
All right, I am attacking W1.
Okay.
First is like 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh shit.
Oh, I did forget to say they do shriek as you try to grab them and attack them.
That is 11 points of damage on the first hit.
Okay, and you said you were attacking number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
standing?
then I am going to flurry of blows.
Okay.
15 on the first.
Okay.
And 11 on the second.
1 hit.
Okay. 13 more
Okay.
damage.
All right. That one is bloodied. All right. It is now Albina's turn.
Okay. I think I'm gonna. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna start off with my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
That's my bonus action. Let's see. My wisdom. I click on my wisdom first. +5.
Yeah. So you're summoning it is one thing. So where do you want to summon it to?
I can't even see. Oh, there he is. Which one was just bloodied? The
Number 1.
1. I'm gonna go after 2.
Okay.
So right there is good. Yeah.
And now you're gonna roll that plus I think 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
16 and 5, so 21.
Yep. That definitely hits.
All right, and that's for 10 rounds.
Yes, that is for a minute.
Awesome. And then I think I'm gonna do Sacred Flame. So he has to.
Well, how much damage did your
that's right.
sacred, spiritual weapon do?
Sorry. So I need to do a D.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm just assuming he got completely obliterated. Oh no.
Yeah, it's a D8 plus 3.
4.
4. Okay.
I mean, at least it definitely hit him, but.
Yeah. All right. Now you can do your sacred flame.
Okay.
So that is going to be me rolling a dexterity saving throw. He fails. So go ahead and roll your D8.
Let's hope this one's a little better. 2.
Okay.
That's horrible, man. I had such.
I've seen worse. Iluna, it's your turn. I know this definitely did not turn out the way Luna intended.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Because nobody wants to turn into a were-rat. You
Correct.
should just negotiate.
What?
Whatever. Yeah, they're also super close because you went and called them forward instead of
You could
giving her
They are.
nice
you could back
range.
up.
They are.
Which actually, I
Yeah.
wanted to
I'm
actually.
definitely back.
Sorry.
Sorry.
didn't mean to
What's up,
interrupt you.
Albina?
Yeah,
I wanted to ask because my distance is 60 feet, so I wanted to like maintain 30 feet, so they weren't able to like scratch me because I definitely don't want to be aware.
So since combat
you
started,
did your turn.
if you wanted to move, I mean, you can move on your turn, but something to keep in mind: if you move away from an enemy and their area of influence, which for these it's 5 feet, that you will incur an opportunity attack. So that means that number 2 would have the option to try and swipe at you when you are trying to run away from it.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I
Okay.
will not. I'll keep that in mind for the future. Thanks.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Luna.
but I can. No, it's a good question. It's important because
All right.
technically you just ended your turn, and if you wanted to move regardless of being attacked, you could
All right.
still have done that, right?
Wait, what is that?
She could have moved because she just finished her turn and she has movement.
Oh yeah. If she wanted to move, I would
So
have
that's-
moved her, but that would have been her choice.
Yeah, be
Gotcha.
unwise, but she could have done it. Yeah, Iluna needs to back away. This is
Okay.
not her comfort zone.
Okay.
Slightly annoyed she brought enemies up towards her. But
Not always in favorable situations.
Yeah, I mean,
How
just
far-
out of character,
I guess
the
we
idea
don't know
was
how
to get
far-
them away from the cave so that they didn't retreat and get more.
Oh yeah, I 100% got that, and so did Don John.
That was smart
But-
out of character, Sash.
Thank you.
I mean, if I knew you really wanted to kill them, I would have just flung a shot at them straight away. So
Pow, pow.
anyhow,
Yeah. So
actually, Anime's gonna go first
okay,
and do that help action, and then
so
fly
I
back.
fly back to you. Okay.
Why
So
isn't
that-
something attacking her for moving?
So anime is a beast of the air, which means that she has the flyby trait, which means that she does not provoke an opportunity attack when she flies out of an enemy's reach.
Gotcha. But the same
Those
for
cre-
Iluna?
So Iluna was far enough away. Yeah. Yeah, Iluna, there was
She was
5
just
feet
5.
in between.
Only if you have. I see. Only if you're right next to them, you
Yeah.
can't without incurring them.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yep. Now, if there was a rogue in the group, a rogue can use a bonus action. There's an action called disengage that allows you to move away from an enemy without getting hit. You just can't do anything else, but you can be a rogue and use a bonus action to disengage. So rogues can do that.
Gotcha.
All right. So
I
Stacey,
knew-
you have advantage
So-
on your attack.
I knew a bugbear rogue once.
Yeah.
He's a statue somewhere.
Oh no, he's
No, not
he's a
anymore.
dead-
He's
rebel.
dead.
He's
Yeah.
rebel.
The pile of stone.
No, not stone.
Unfortunately.
He actually at that point
Well,
he
wait,
would
it's
be
my turn.
goblin chow.
Yes,
Yeah, the goblins
That
would have
was-
eaten him.
ghastly. Reminder: I wanted to remember as a pile of stone.
All right. So what are you? So are you
Two.
attacking?
Oh yeah, but I did with advantage, so I do
Right.
twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have
Fishing for that nat 20.
I almost.
So 7 points. Which one were you attacking? 1 or 2?
Oh, 2.
Okay.
That one was one ish to me. So.
Yeah, that was the one that. Yeah, that was the one that Albina cast her spells upon. Number 1 is Jake.
Oh.
Number
number
2
one.
was going to say that her name is Jacqueline, but she did not get that out before Zash tried to break her neck. Smith, it is your turn.
Jake Jake and Jackie. Don't you mess with his girl.
I will fireball the bloodied one.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. All right.
Are they both bloodied?
there
No, I
one
was gonna. I thought number 2 was bloody, but no, you're right. Yeah, it's just number 1.
That's just a 12.
That hits.
Nice.
Oh, sweet. That is 8 damage.
Setting him ablaze and dropping him dead.
Noise.
Touche.
All right.
Good job.
Cephas.
Alright, let's move up and take a swipe at that guy.
Oh, that's right. He takes extra. Let me see.
So are you just doing a? Are you just attacking with your sword?
Yeah.
Okay. That hits. Go ahead and roll the damage. Hits. All right. You see that she is. This one is still standing. She has, been cut and slashed, burned, and she lets out a shout as she takes a swipe at Zash.
Oh.
Of course it's a nat 20. Of course.
Of course. And she pulls out a small sword, which that misses. But I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Zash. And you also take the you took maximum damage, which would have been 10.
Okay.
Oh boy.
10 damage. And you said a con throw?
Con save, yes.
Or yeah, con save. 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna say you have failed the saving throw.
Jesus fuck.
As she
Your tail's gonna split. Rat tail and cat tail.
So this happens, and then she tries running. So the 3 of you, actually the 4 of you, are gonna have opportunity attacks. So Albina, Cephas, and Zash roll opportunity attacks. Don John is also gonna roll.
It's just a normal.
Yeah, it's just
attack.
basic melee attack. So
Wait,
if you have your mates.
No. D8.
So for you, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna roll your +4 for your Goblin's Bane,
Oh,
and then so you're just gonna roll a melee weapon attack.
Gotcha. 20.
Yeah, roll the damage.
I
Cephas
rolled
and
an-
Zash as well.
I rolled a 24.
Okay, that
God.
hits. Roll the damage.
This poor little rat's just gonna explode.
I
now,
did.
One of the
Do
melee.
I get to do level 2, or does that not? You don't get to do that. Whatever. 'Cause
What
I
do you
think
mean?
It says 1d8 plus 2. Uh-oh. Where'd it go?
Oh yeah, that's your damage. Yeah, so it's 1d8
So
plus 2.
5.
Okay. All right. So this thing, this were-rat tries to run, but is just cut down before she can get away. But as she is dropping to the ground, she looks back up at you, Zash, and just has the most evil smile on her face.
I go and stomp on her head as hard as I can.
You do so.
Is Zash cut by her?
Yeah.
Squad?
Yeah. So what basically just transpired here is you killed the first one, and as everybody congregated around the second one, she went and grabbed Zash's arm, bit into his arm, and tried to stab him with a sword, but missed. She then drops the sword, turns to run into the cave as just the four of you assail her with all kinds of attacks. But as she's laying to the ground, she looks at you, Zash, and smiles, and you can feel a burning in your arm.
Oof.
And that's where we're going to end for today.
Oh, poor
Question. Okay,
Dice,
but
dude. I rolled a 16 with my dice.
before we
I
end,
don't know why I rolled with D&D Beyond.
Wait, what do you? Oh, I was gonna say. I was like,
No,
wait, your con save was a 10.
because
Okay.
for saves, like I try to do it on D&D Beyond, because then it shares it on the thing. But I should have just rolled with my dice.
before we end,
Okay, go ahead.
so
What's up, Tony?
based on the knowledge that we were given about where we're at,
Yep.
I have, as a variant Asimar, I have lesser restoration. So would that work?
Look real quick.
I'm assuming probably not.
No, because that is a condition.
Okay, I thought so. Should have just went and saved your fucking family, Zash.
I will
Should've just
say.
left.
I will say this. There is a spell that I don't think Albina can cast. No.
Mending,
So
that's all.
no, there is a spell that can remove this curse.
First.
But you are not you are not powerful enough. It is a 3rd level spell specifically called Remove Curse.
Oh,
That's obviously out of character knowledge. But yeah, that's where
bad.
that is where we are going to end it for tonight. We will pick back up next week as you guys decide if you want to head in and stomp the rest of the were-rats before they know what's going on, or if you're good just leaving it at that. But there is I will tell you this session did not go any way that I anticipated. I have a lot of notes to write, and I will be rewatching this on Tony's stream because I need to know everything that I said, because moving the curtain a little bit, none of that at the shrine was planned. I have no clue what any of that means, but we will find out, won't we? We'll find out together as a group. This is the best part of D&D, especially when you play with me, because this is my favorite part, when I don't even know what half that stuff means. So we'll find out together in time.
Not gonna lie, I was thinking.
Well, so I will say this, because I actually have all of your visions written down on my side of the notes. So I will say, Zash, yours I actually did have planned. The vision that Smith had of Iluna using her pendant, that was already something I had in the back of my head. Cephtis exploding, again, something that I had already back of my head. Albina, her like losing control, that's something that's already in her character story. And yeah, the red dragon staring at Cephtis, again, that was something that I had already planned for. But yeah, we'll find out what the rest of it means as the game goes on, because now... What's that?
I thought we kicked out the red dragon. I thought we still just went down.
No, the red dragon was still there. You guys fought some of its cultists. So, all right, yeah. So we'll we'll join back together on Sunday, and if everybody's good for around 4 o'clock,
see you at noon.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll shoot for 4 o'clock then.
Okay.
So,
All right.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.
Here, guys.